In this episode, I'm talking with Dennis Ollig about customer success. We're discussing why this is way more than just client support and which business types benefit most from it. Of course, we are also talking about his personal way and what he learned along his journey in software as a service startups. Have fun and welcome to the Online Marketing Cabin.
The Online Marketing Cabin is brought to you by Impside, Europe's biggest WordPress agency. If you run a website or online shop or are in need of a WordPress or WooCommerce plugin, Impside is your go-to agency for solutions on an enterprise scale.
Dennis, great to have you here. How are you and what keeps you busy?
Yes, hi Markus. I always feel very good when we hear from each other. But joking aside, I'm honestly happy to be here and to be part of your new format. And as with many others, the last few weeks and months, I've been have been very hard with two young kids, as it feels like someone else has been ill and off since October. I think you don't you know that.
Yeah, exactly. So I have to even thank you even more to be here and attend in our show. For our listeners, Dennis and I are ex-colleagues from a couple of years ago and have been in contact since and followed each other in our different positions. And we try to record this podcast in the last weeks and months, and all the time one of our kids have been sick or our calendars have been full. So it's a really good thing that it happens today, and we found time to talk about customer success. That is the topic you brought with you today. Why is that important for our listeners? What do you think?
I think, or better, I believe, success is the new sales for me, and that will become more and more relevant for the companies out there, because customer success can unit product-led growth models in companies and also sales in a great way. And because customers no longer want hard sellers, but people who show them added value and support their businesses. And in addition, in times of economic crisis, inflation, layoffs, and so on, the topic of customer loyalty is becoming more and more relevant, and new customers no longer fall from the trees, and you have to retain those who are there more than ever.
That's absolutely right. And you take that even to a next level in the company where you are today, perspective, right?
Right.
So, and at perspective, you don't even have a sales team at the moment.
At the moment not, but we build it up now. I think that could be a topic for later. It's very interesting.
Absolutely. You've built a good cliffhanger here. We will talk about what you're doing in success or in customer success in a couple of minutes. Before we jump into that topic more, we would like to know you a little bit better. So to do so, we play a little game called Two Truths, One Lie. Have you prepared two little lies and one truth? No.
We can
two
try
truths,
it.
One lie. I was switching it. Oh my god.
We can try it.
Okay. What are your facts?
Okay. My facts. All right. Well, okay. Number one is I used to be a policeman. Number two is I almost become a car designer. And number three is I realized very early in my life on that software marketing and social media are really my passion.
Okay. I'll write it down so I remember it through our talk. Maybe you leave some hints here and there on what are the truths and what is the lie. And let's jump to where you are today. What is your position exactly and where you're working, and how was your career path to where you are today?
Yes, today I'm the head of customer success or the head of success at Perspective, and my main job is to lead the support and customer success teams. In particular, customer success is in the process of being built up alongside a sales department, and I would say that my job right now is to achieve product market fit for these different areas. And yeah, how did I get there? I think it was a little bit lucky, and I more or less slipped into this industry. And I only wanted to work as an intern in the agency where we both met us in 247 Grad. This was an agency for social media in the early 2010 years. And yeah, and at the time and now it has led me there. And I moved on to Dirico, a software startup for marketing and communication, and built there also the success department. And yeah, and then I move on to a SaaS startup also in the marketing and communication area in Berlin, named ContentBird. And now I've joined last September Perspective. We built a mobile funnel software where you can build mobile funnels, but more on this later. And yeah, that's how it is in life. Sometimes when you develop a passion, you slip into something, and yeah, then it works.
Hmm. You said one thing, develop a passion, and that is something which I can definitely underline. What is visible if anyone follows you, for example, on LinkedIn, where you're pretty active and write about customer success, or do you call it customer success or only success? I think you often call it only success, which says a lot already, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I often call it only success because in my opinion, customer success is company success, and when we make our customers successful, the company is also successful. And when we gather feedback from our customers, that is very important for us as a company to make a further development. And because of this, success is a greater topic, and we yeah we are the with the success department, we are a great pillar in our company. Support, sales, and also these retention topics of customer success are all owned from this success department.
Hmm. So it works hand in hand and has an influence on overall company success. And that is what I wanted to say before, with a comment on your passion, because when I first met you, you were pretty busy in like supporting a software as a service product and basically acting as customer support and being reactive and like creating tickets and fulfilling client demands and support, and yeah, let's say being a firefighter on the customer support issue. But it switched over time, and it's very visible. If anyone follows your LinkedIn and content, where there has been a switch in the last decade from being only support and reacting to tickets in actually creating success for the customers and through that for the company. I think that is a big change in between classical support and customer support nowadays, like you described, with more responsibilities on customer retention and even sales responsibilities.
Right. Yes. And what you mentioned, I think, is the greatest difference between customer support and real customer success, because customer success is a very proactive function and a little bit more sales driven and numbers driven. And yeah, one important topic to get successful as a company. And customer support, that the difference between this is only reactive when a customer, for example, have a technical question or any issue with the software or any bugs or feedback. Then these customers reach out to the support team, and the support team reacts on that. And customer success are very more proactive, very data driven, and have different trigger to proactive reach out to these customers. No?
But if customer success work nowadays differs from classical support, you said they're more data driven. They also focus on being proactive. Is there a difference in the mindset or how you work in classical support versus customer success?
I think in the customer success, you need a little bit more entrepreneurial mindset. You need to be more proactive, more you need to do more analysis of numbers, and you have to validate different cases. You as a person needs to be very, very proactive in all you do, and that I think is the most important mindset you need for this position. When we hire, for example, customer success representatives for our team, we don't have a look on support managers, for example, but we look on entrepreneur and residence profiles and business development profiles. These people are from the mindset, very, very good for these customer success positions.
So we have now clarified, like, what's the difference between classical support and customer success. There's a difference in mindset and what these units achieve. What do you think, for which companies is customer success a good thing to create?
I think customer success is a very good thing especially for SaaS companies, software as a service companies, because of their subscription business model. Because when you have a subscription model, the whole customer retention topic is more important, because you need to retain these customers to grow into greater revenue areas. And that means that we, in a subscription model, have recurring revenues, and a customer usually has 1 year contract, and he can churn after this year. And therefore, we as a customer success department or customer success managers are really important in this case to retain these customer relationship. And I think that works only for recurring revenue models. For example, when we have a subscription with Netflix, for example, it's the same. And you need always to retain this.
I think it also plays a role that you have as a SaaS business, kind of a suite where you collect a lot of data, right? Because you talked about data-driven business or decisions. Can you explain that a little bit?
First of all, in our company, we work according to the OKR method. And there are company OKRs that are valid for 1 year, actually for the whole 2023. And then we have also department OKRs, and that are defined per quarter. However, these must always be aligned with the company OKRs. and we track the status of these OKRs automatically and discuss them every week in our team check-ins. And that is very important to reach our goals. But we track super ordinate according to the pirate metrics. The pirate metrics are acquisition, activation, retention, referral, and revenue. And success has been working along the journey so far, especially on activation and retention. And if we are good in these both topics, referrals and revenue will follow automatically. And on the other hand, our most important KPIs in our department are the net MRR retention rate and also the trial to paid activation rate. The trial to paid activation rate means we have a self-serve model in place. So you as a customer come to our website and can subscribe to one of our plans yourself. And you have a 14 days trial phase. And after these 14 days, you can churn, or you can move to a paid plan. And one of our most important topics in this success area is that we move these trial customers to paid customers. And when we get a higher activation rate, that is very important for our company growth. And another one also in this activation rate is that we track upfront sales. So there's one person in place in the onboarding phase who reach out to new customers and try to sell them attractive plans, for example.
Mm-hmm. I think that is very different from classical support, trying to get these trials into paid customers and happy customers, because like there's this proactive element in that you have to reach out, because when you have a self-service product which has a trial, people can register and try it out by themselves. Where do you come in place to give them a good experience, or to help them, or to convince them that your product is good? Do they have to have some incident where they reach out to you, or do you have other possibilities to get in touch?
We defined different triggers for us now, and that means, for example, when a customer used 80% of its contingent, then that is a trigger for us, because when they reach 80% of their contingent, our trigger is to upsell them on more contingent, and that is one trigger. But there are different triggers. For example, we developed a customer health score. A customer health score collects different product metrics. For example, when was the last login? How many web sessions does the customer have? Which features are in use? And we collect all these metrics in this customer health score. And when the customer health score, for example, is red, then in our logic, the customer is there's a churn risk now. And when it's yellow, it's concerning, and if it's green, there is a happy customer, and maybe the potential to sell them up on a higher plan, for example. Now, and these are two of our most important triggers.
That's really awesome. So you're actually doing a scoring based on behavior and success in the platform, which you can measure through data. And then you perform like a consulting service for the clients, actually, and reaching out and being like, I mean, I say it in simple terms. You see it's yellow or it's red, and you reach out and say, hey, something's not working for you. Can we talk about what is not working out, where your problems are, or can we help you in other ways?
Right.
First, like
for every trigger we defined, there is a different strategy to get these customer on the point where we want to have them, and but all in all, so does it work?
Yeah, but what I really like in that is, I mean, you said upsell, or you said like getting the customer where we want to have them, but actually it's not like you sell something for the purpose of selling. You actually, like the name of your team implies, you're actually trying to create customer success. So because if clients are successful, they stay with your tool. It's not like selling for the sake of selling. You're just creating a good experience for them.
Yeah, genau. Yeah, we really want to generate value for our customers, and then the logical consequence is that they book a greater plan of perspective, right? And yeah, that is important in this customer success area, and the difference between sales. No?
Hmm. Uh, I want to emphasize a couple of things here. First of all, but that's because I know you personally. I know you really care about your customers and you really care about clients. I bet there are a couple of people out there, especially in the SaaS world, of scalable products and companies. And I know you are incredibly successful at Perspective at the moment. So you're doing the things right. But I think there are people out there which, yeah, say they are customer success, but just want to make a quick buck with their SaaS model. And that's definitely not true for Dennis. So if you want to see a true customer success advocate, I recommend it the third time here now. Follow Dennis on LinkedIn and see what he has to say, because he really cares about customer success long before it was called customer success. He cared when it was still called support. So this is really really something that that is a great story that you're actually creating. Yeah, good experience for your clients here. And I think for the business model of Perspective, what our listeners maybe should understand at that point with that funnel builder you do. So it's a page builder or a landing page builder for mobile landing pages. If your clients are successful, they have a positive return on investment. So they pay you to have that page builder, they build landing pages, and with that landing pages, they earn money. So if they wouldn't earn money, they would not book a higher plan at your company. So I think that differentiates a lot from subscription models like, yeah, let's say Netflix or whatever, where the product or the service I'm booking is just something I use, but I have not a positive return on investment. So it's actually, yeah, an investment product you have or investment service you're offering, and that is quite outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can show the customer the return on invest and their own success, and that is very important for me as a customer success leader. Because in other business model, it is quite different to show them a real value. And yeah, here we have it.
Yeah, it's actually one of my biggest challenges in B2B enterprise to show that return on investment. It's not that it's not there, but it's buried under so much complicated structures of the product or services we sell, where it's not so easy to directly show the impact of a certain service we sell. You said you can reach out and help customers when they're yellow or red marked in your score. But you also said like you actually working on finding a product market fit. So is there also the possibility to get the feedback of those clients back into the product or into your customer success strategy, and how to improve through the feedback you get?
Yeah, good question. At Perspective, customer feedback is extremely important to us. I know everyone says that, but in our case, it is the truth. With 4,000 customers, we can't focus on individual feedbacks. Yeah? And but therefore we have to collect this feedback very well. And currently we use a tool which is named Product Board. Product Board is a product feedback tool, but something more. And Product Board actually is our central customer insight hub. And all the customer feedback we get from our Facebook community with 7,000 members, from our support chat with 100 support tickets every day, and also from emails from our customer success team members, and all these phone calls we do in the company. All this feedback is collected there and tagged with a defined tagging structure. And in this way, we can filter this feedback in our product department, and we always know who gave feedback on what and what is the highest priority for us in the product development. So I think that is a really great process, because we only work on new features, for example, which are really important for our customers, and not something what is only in our mind and didn't help the customer.
But that sounds now all pretty optimistic. Like, okay, you can measure everything, you can reach out proactively, you get feedback from your clients, then you incorporate that in your future roadmap. I think not everything is so positive in daily operations like it is everywhere. What are the challenges, typical challenges of customer success you have?
Yeah, the biggest challenge we have right now is to prove that these personal touch points we now implemented in Perspective can continue or boost our scale of our business and make us more successful. Because we in the whole company we have one golden rule: everything we do must have the greatest possible impact of our business. And we are not going to build a sales team, for example, just to grow our team. It needs to be profitable, and also the tracking of these is very difficult right now, because we have to compare every KPI from the personal target customers with some KPIs from the self-serve customers to prove success, to track both, and to track the influence we have with customer success and sales, for example. And that is a great challenge to build up a personal touch model on this product-led growth model. But I'm optimistic that we can do that.
Good luck with that. I think you can figure it out, but yeah, it definitely is something which is a great challenge to switch there. And it's a good golden rule, but like a really what was a golden rule? Everything you do has the best possible impact on the company, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's really a great visionary goal, and you can align on, but a pretty hard challenge for every decision you follow.
Yes, pretty hard challenge. And on the other side, I think we were not there where we are when we don't have this golden rule. So we are very driven on this, and only do the things who have the greatest impact for us.
Where you are today as a company, how many employees do you have, and where you are on your success story with Perspective?
Yeah, actually, we have 4,000 customers in DACH, and now want to move on the English-speaking market. That's the next great challenge for us as a company. Actually, we have 30 employees. So for the number of customers, a very small team, but we are very efficient. And for every process, or for every task, we have a defined process, and everything is automatically done, and therefore it works very good with this small team. And it's now our next step is to move to the English speaking market and grow further, right?
And you're completely remote or hybrid or on site?
We are completely completely remote company. We work from different areas on the whole world, and but we every quarter we do a company or every second quarter we do a company offsite where we met each other, and also in the different departments we do also every second quarter an team offsite where we can meet us, where we do our quarterly planning, for example, where we define our next goals and so on. So we have great we have a great relationship between our teams.
Yeah, I was following that a bit, and we talked about in our preparation for this podcast episode about how your company is structured and how everything is set up with processes, like you said. And I think there are a lot of companies out there that say like, yes, we have processes, but I don't know, the next employee that needs an onboarding finds no process at all, or an outdated Confluence page or whatever. But we talked about that a lot, and you showed some examples where you really have a structured company that is like built for scaling, right, with everything defined.
Yeah, one or another rule for us is that we build everything up where we know that has a great impact for us and that works. And then we define all these processes. We defined the reporting, the whole structure for one topic, for one department, for example. And then when all this is done, we hire our first team member for this. And I think that is very important, to manage this scaling phase.
Yeah, and especially handling 4,000 clients, active customers, plus the trial users you have, right? Those are 4,000 active paying customers, and then you have the funnel with the trials. With 30 people in the whole company, there are like managers and developers. And how big is the customer success team?
Actually, the whole customer success team are 7 team members, including me as a head of the department. Then we have one person for the sales onboarding area, another person for the retention area, and 4 people in support.
That's a super big success for anyone who maybe never has worked in a startup or in a small company. These people are really doing an insane level of scaling with few people and are completely relaxed, at least from the outside. If I follow those relaxed offsite pictures on LinkedIn or your different statuses, it looks everything like fun and chill. But I bet there's so much prioritization necessary, because I know that you're building a company, you're building processes, you have the daily and operational work simultaneously, and especially with client requests, days can get pretty hectic, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. When with everything we do, if it's the planning for the upcoming quarter, or if it's about daily tasks, for example, we need to do a good prioritization of everything. When there are 20 options on a list, what we can do, we need to define 2 of them we do really, and the other ones not, and that is very important for us. And there is the golden rule again, because when we do something in the planning and there is a list of 20 topics, we have a very strong focus on these things which have really the greatest impact for us.
Yeah, yeah. It's always a topic of prioritization. Every day is endless, even if you try to work 12 hours or more every day. There's an end to it. So this is really successful, what you do, and really a great thing you're working on. Do you have some tips if someone now might say, well, my company would need a customer success team? What would be the tips or little tricks you would tell that person to get into customer success?
I think when you go to your boss and say, hey, let us build up customer success, that's very important to show how customer success can have a return on invest for your company, and to show that customer success is really the hot topic for the upcoming years because of layoffs and all these things. I think many founder, many people out there um, already see in customer success a cost driver, yeah, but it is no cost driver because you have long-term progress, also with the reactive part of customer support, because you have a better relationship of our customer of the customers, and yeah, you see a better retention rate, but also on this customer success side, you can show very fast this impact. Now you can see, hey, how many customer did we upsell last month or last quarter? What was the retention rate? How many ARR did we add? And I think it is very important to show that there are a lot of KPIs you can touch, and to make your own company more successful. And when you can do this and can work on this, that is very successful for your own company.
If I try to summarize that in one sentence, I would maybe say like the old phrase of it's cheaper to retain a customer than to find a new one, right? And especially you mentioned that a couple of times now in this episode, in 2023, where we see a lot of layoffs in the tech environment, in the tech business, where a lot of companies are having to lay off people. Oftentimes they do it in areas where you're maybe sales or partnership management, where you're not developing, like, okay, those people are not business critical, we can lay them off and still grow. But there was one company, I saw it in your LinkedIn feed actually, I don't remember which, they fired the customer success team, and everybody was like, why do they want their customers to be unsuccessful now? It's like, yeah. It's a crazy thing to actually being in a hard time with a company, and then have to lay off your customer success team, because that means your customers will not be successful in the future, right?
Right, but there are many companies out there where the description of customer success is another one than the description from my side, because many companies use customer success as a name for the support department, for example, yeah. And some companies there say, hey, we have a great product, and we don't need a customer support team because they can create a ticket and send us, for example. From my side, I think that's not the right way, because every customer appreciate the contact to the company, a personal contact, and yeah, therefore I think the very successful companies should have customer success in place.
There's nothing more unsatisfying than being a customer and we are all customers from a lot of companies and brands, right? When you have some issue with a product or service you purchased, and then go from that marketing communication, which is all positive and all fluffy, you actually have to somehow communicate your problem to that company, and you're not finding where to give the feedback, and then you are in a contact form, and then it takes a couple of days until you hear something, and then you maybe just get a response that is not helping you at all. I had the issue. Maybe I tell that story. My TV breakdown last week, and it was a failure in updating the system. So this TV goes on in the middle of the night and wants to update itself. Then the update failed, and it was just restarting for days. I have 2 little kids. They want to watch their favorite series. The TV is not working. It was a nightmare, right? So I searched online forums. I searched everything. There were only wrong answers to that particular issue. And I was not even motivated to reach out to that super big brand, because I knew I will waste hours and not get an answer to my problem. And then I found my answer in a Reddit forum, actually, and it took 5 minutes. So that's like hours wasted versus just getting a helpful advice. But if you have a customer success team or support team that is actually able to react in time, to give valuable answers and solve a problem, I would love that brand. But
Yeah.
yes.
And something I would like to add, a great topic in this customer success topic is the topic of expectation management. When you come to a website and see a shiny nice product, that gives you clear expectations. You want a good product. You see, hey, that can give me a positive ROI, and there's a very high expectation. And the job of customer success from customer support is also to reach these expectations. But if you don't reach these expectations, the customer will churn sometime. And that's one important topic you have to keep in mind. Everyone who works in support and success, you have to meet the expectation of the customer.
Yeah, that's super important, especially when marketing builds their expectations really, really, really high, and you just can lose that fight. So the product and support experience has to meet these expectations. Is there any trend? And that would be the last question, because before we come back to your 3 little lies you told us, or the 2 little, the 1 little lie. How do you see the future of customer success? Is there anything which is happening in the near future, or where the journey is going?
I think, I mentioned that customer success will be more important in the future, because all these subscription-based companies, need to retain their customers, because everyone I talk to says, hey, we have a lot of tools in usage, and now we take a look in it, and we only work further with the tools which have a massive impact for us. Therefore, I think many tools in the next month, next year, will be cancelled from the customers, and only the software with the companies with the best product, with the best service, will be in place. And therefore, customer success is the best position to deliver that and retain the customer. And I think actually the whole software as a service area, there is a little bit of filter in now. Only the best ones scale further, and also the investors, give their money not to every SaaS company like 3 or 4 years ago, and therefore it will be very important to have a good product, good success, good sales, and give the customer also a great ROI. And when you deliver that, you are attractive for investors, you're attractive for new customers, and I think in case of this, customer success has an important role, and and that will be the future.
Again, a very good answer on why customer success is important for these kind of companies and drive overall company success, especially the investor thing is really, really true where we are now in different times than a couple of years ago. And you need to prove a return on investment differently. And customer success definitely helps to grow. And yeah, I will have a look on which SaaS models or businesses, companies are scaling in the future. So I know they have a good customer success in place, and which
Right.
are stagnant, where probably retention rates and all the metrics you mentioned are not as good as they could be.
Right.
Thank you very much, Dennis, for your insights on customer success. Really, really insightful. Before we end this episode, we still have to riddle out your little lie you told us. So can you please repeat your 2 truths, 1 lie for us?
Yes, you're welcome. The first one was I used to be a policeman. Number 2 was that I almost became a car designer. And number 3 was that I realized very early in my life that I have a great passion for software marketing and social media.
Okay, they're hard. They're hard. And I know you a little bit, but that doesn't make it more easy. I know you love cars. What are you driving at the moment?
Actually, I'm driving an Alfa Romeo Giulia.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw that. I saw your stories around that car. It's a beautiful car. It's a coupe, right?
Thank you.
It's a coupe.
Right.
Yeah. Very family friendly car. I see where you want.
Absolutely. The best car for wife and 2 kids.
Yes, it really impressed me. Okay, so you love nice cars. Passionate about social media and communications. I know that you're passionate now, and you're one of the people which are, I would say, the most passionate, especially about customer success and the clients, and to thrive in that. I know you post nearly. How often do you post on LinkedIn?
The last weeks, not so much, but usually a minimum of 3 posts per week.
3 posts per week. It's insane. You have to love it to post in that frequency. And the policeman, I think you said you need an entrepreneurial thinking to work in customer success and strive there. I don't know if policemen have an entrepreneurial thinking, and maybe have some rules they want to follow, and not to riddle through success. So my bet would be you are the car designers, Valai. You have not been close to become a car. Well, depends on how. Well, I know. Okay, guys. I cannot play this game to the fullest because I know Dennis so much. The car designer is a lie because you have an apprenticeship as car mechanic. So you work with cars, but you don't design it on a scratchboard. But you maybe have worked in like a carrosserie chassis design or something like that. You're passionate about social media, but I think not from the beginning. I think that is but you were early adopter at the agency you worked on, so that
Mm.
those were the 2010-ish years. So that's pretty early for the average user. Well, and yeah, what about the police? So I don't know. I would say the car designers will lie.
No, you're not right.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
never right.
you're never right.
No.
I used to be a policeman, but
Mhm.
yeah, your your description why the policeman is not the right job for me was very good.
Yes.
And number two, yeah, it was possible that I become a car designer in my
Really?
early years after school, yeah, and I love to make sketches of cars and yeah, but only a few people know that,
Yeah,
and
I all those years, and you never told me you can sketch cars. You betrayed
yeah.
me. Okay, now I know.
Yeah, and the lie is that I realized very early in my life that software marketing and social media are my passion. Um, I do this now, or I have a passion for this since 2012. But until then, until 2012, um, I really don't know what I like to do, and I have a passion for nothing. And yeah, and then in 2012, I realized that this whole area makes a lot of fun and develop my passion for it.
Hmm, hmm. Yeah, that's also something which you cover sometimes on your LinkedIn profile. So,
Mm,
the case of what is more important, enthusiasm and enjoying what you do, or your academical background. And you're
mm,
definitely a big supporter of do what you love and get good at it. I don't care about your resume or your school grades or whatever, right?
right, right, absolutely.
Wow, I'm so terrible at this game. I should stop playing this game. In no episode I'm able to identify the law, but that maybe is because you guys are also good liars. I don't know. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Dennis, thank you very, very much for being a guest in this, being the guest in this episode. I really enjoyed learning about customer success. For everybody who enjoyed listening to this episode, go to perspective.co if you want to learn more about the company and the product which Dennis is working on, or follow him on LinkedIn if you want to see the content he puts out there, because he really loves social media and publishes 3 posts a week. It was a pleasure to have you here. Thank you. Bye bye.
thank you, Marcus. Appreciate.
The Online Marketing Cabin is brought to you by ImpSide, Europe's biggest WordPress agency. If you run a website or online shop, or are in need of a WordPress or WooCommerce plugin, ImpSide is your go-to agency for solutions on an enterprise scale.